up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I am back here at Dimmitt Automotive Group in sunny Pinellas Park, Florida. Definitely got to give a huge thank you to William and Matt bringing me back out. And guess what? In return, I get to bring you, because what we have is one of the hottest things to come out of the factory at McLaren. This is a 2019 McLaren 600LT. If you don't know much about McLaren automobiles, it all started with the genius of Bruce McLaren. And even though he's not around anymore, his name, his legacy continues with these fine automobiles that are coming from England and just blowing the other supercar exotic marques out of the water with a lot of Formula One technology, a lot of technology from other types of racing like Can-Am racing and whatnot, and then also just bringing that magic from the mid-90s with the McLaren F1, the world's fastest production car for so long, that McLaren P1, the McLaren Senna. So many great names, so many great cars, and it's all been sort of like twisted and blended into this 600LT. Now, if you're wondering, what's up with the names? Is this much different than a 570? Basically, McLaren has that 570S, which we've already done a review on Rady's Rides. If you haven't seen that, definitely want to click that at the end of this video. It'll take you to that. This is a 570 that's been pumped up with magic, with trickery, with all that to create the 600LT. When we say LT, we're talking about long tail. This car is 1.9 inches longer than a 570. But guess what? It weighs 220 pounds less, plus it has more horsepower, a tick under 600 horsepower from that twin turbo V8. Lots of awesome aerodynamics from the Senna, from the 720S. Let's go ahead and take a look and start off with the front end of the business. You can see how with the 600LT, this is a track car to the extreme. I love what they did by moving out the front splitter. This car has more downforce than your standard 570. So this carbon fiber front splitter, beautiful wet carbon fiber. Love the design, love how it's force feeding those radiators up front. And I just love the iconic shape of the McLarens. I know for some people they kind of all look the same, but for this 600LT, this really is the perfect shape. The way the nose forms a nice V. There's that McLaren badge. I know some people were saying, hey, maybe they should shorten the badge or maybe just use the boomerang shape, but that is such an iconic name with this car. Front end of the business, you can see the continuation of carbon fiber all the way across. Really just everything is not only about form, but also about function. And this car, over 200 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. This is one mind-blowing machine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side. As we wrap around, you can see that front splitter, all aerodynamic tweaks. Now, one extra piece that's been added is this little piece right here on the fender to help with some of that aerodynamic aid. When we're looking at these wheels, 19-inch wheels, love the design, love the gloss black. If you're looking behind there and you're saying, hey, some things look familiar, these calipers, these rotors are taken right off of the 720S. Guess what? Rady's Rides did a review on the 720S at the end of the video. Click on that link and watch the 720S. But everything, suspension-wise, brakes, those are carbon ceramic brakes. This car could stop time. That's how powerful these brakes are. Awesome setup. I love the classic McLaren colors. That's what it's all about. We're just gonna move just a little bit, and you can see the wonderful carbon fiber in the lower side skirt. Remember, this is all about producing downforce. This thing is a track weapon. A track weapon. You think 570 is fast? This thing is even faster. Love the carbon fiber in the mirrors. Love the design. Everything for optimum performance to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. Just love the flow of the door panels. All of this is going to force feed that engine. Remember, mid-engine means that the engine is going to be in between the front axle and the rear axle. This isn't a rear engine car. As we come towards the back, just love this. And remember, LT, long tail. This is where we're getting that 1.9 extra inches of length. That's going to affect the wheelbase. That's going to affect downforce. Speaking of affecting downforce and wind, check out the top mount exhaust. These things are literally flamethrowers. The flame that comes off is about 12 inches out of both of these exhausts. Everything has been done for downforce. Massive rear wing, love the shape, love the style, and then to wrap it out back, here's some of that Senna magic. Now, if you don't know what the McLaren Senna is, that's their new high-performance car, super track car. It's a $1.7 million car. I love the style that they took from the rear diffuser off of the back of the Senna and put it on the 600LT. All pure carbon fiber. There's nothing here that isn't about show. And this is how they were able to get it 220 pounds lighter. If you're wondering, how much does this car weigh? It's a tick under 3,000 pounds, almost 600 horsepower. That sounds like a track weapon. Check out some of the fine details. I like what McLaren did with their brake lights. This is nice metal mesh because of all the heat coming off the back of this car. Wonderful, wonderful setup. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to fire this up. Let's go and start up this McLaren. All right, guys, here we are inside the 2019 McLaren 600LT. Once you fall into these seats, it's a wonderful place to be. These seats are taken right from the P1. These are race-ready seats. Remember, this is an ultimate track weapon, a track tool. Not a lot of padding, but lots of bolstering to hold you in place. This is what's going to allow you to turn those fast times, feel comfortably, because remember, this thing, you want to be part of the car, and for that to happen, you literally need to be bolted in and feel exactly what this car is doing. What's amazing is that the sound that you're going to hear is mind-blowing because of that shortened exhaust. They saved 28 pounds by running the exhaust out the top of the back like that. Save 28 pounds. And what's wonderful is the exhaust is a little bit closer to your ears, so it's definitely going to give you that wonderful pleasure when you're going through that 7-speed gearbox. This has a dual clutch 7-speed gearbox mated to that V8, pumping out almost 600 horsepower. In this seat, you're going to rock it 0 to 60 in about 2.7 seconds, quarter mile in 10.5, and a top speed at just a little over 200 miles an hour. Check out the interior. I love what McLaren is doing with their carbon fiber composites. I like their simplicity. If you compare this to a Lamborghini or Ferrari, there's a lot more buttons and whatnot. I like how clean this whole center console is, the very slim dash. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. What you got to do is you step on the brake pedal, you hit the start-stop button, and she will fire away. That twin-turbo V8 comes to life. Lots of Alcantara steering wheel. You got your paddle shifters. This is where on the center console you're going to go through your different modes, different settings. You have launch control. There's to put it into drive, reverse, and all that good stuff. Just very clean, very crisp, but it even has cup holders. So if you have a drink, it has a cup holder for you. Why don't you come on over here and I'll show you the business end of this 600LT. All right, guys, come on in. The water's fine in here. Here's the business end behind the 600LT. This thing is a race car. I love the steering wheel. I love the size, the shape. Everything is perfect on it. Look at that dash. Right smack dab in the center, you have that tachometer. Remember, you have that wonderful 3.8 liter V8 putting out 592 horsepower at 7,500 RPM. That's 30 more horsepower than the 570. Love all the appointments. McLaren really knows how to get it done, and this is why Bruce McLaren is smiling down, because his name is living on in this legacy of these wonderful cars. Remember, if you like the 24 Hours of Le Mans, McLaren's won it back in 1995 overall in that McLaren F1. Amazing car. You get to have that magic and drive this on the street or take it to the track. Very, very just wonderful setup. You can see how by changing the mode selector, you could go into different settings down there on the lower right-hand corner of the tachometer. It shows you your coolant temp, your oil temp, everything totally laid out, totally beautiful. Just the sound of that engine is wonderful. Really, really great job with this whole car. And if you're ready I'm ready to go for a spin in the 600LT. Let's go ahead and do it.
We're inside the 2019 600LT. I got Matt here from Dimmitt Automotive Group. We're going for a little ride in this all-new McLaren, and you are with us. I'm in the car with Matt, and he's just going over some of the essentials with the different controls and some of the changes that they've made between this and the 570. You can hear that exhaust right behind your ears. It really is an eargasm when you are in this vehicle because it is all about the sound. It is all about the performance. As we pull away from this light, whoa! The shifts are so lightning fast, the pops, it makes all the noises. It gives you that sensation that makes you grateful every day that you're a car enthusiast. And to take this out on a track would be second to none, really. But yet so smooth. That's the crazy thing. Turbo spool up. Holy shit. The brake. Those massive carbon ceramic brakes. Remember everything taken over from the 720. Oh, wow. What a ride. I am so grateful for everything that Dimmitt Automotive Group and Matt has done. Whoa, here we go. Going through the revs. Hard on the brakes. Wow. All right, we're gonna do a little launch control just to give you that experience. Let me share it with you. So we put in the setting, hold it down, boost, 3,000. Oh, this thing is an animal. 133 on the brakes. Whoa. Unbelievable. We are moving. The feeling, I'm telling you. And it really gives me that same sensation of driving a Formula style car with having that mid-engine right behind you. The balance is second to none, and I'm telling you, if you only know those Italian names, Ferrari and Lamborghini, you need to get down to McLaren Automotive Group and check out this McLaren. All right, guys, this wasn't the plan. I got Matt here. He pulled over and he's letting us take this for a spin. Very grateful for Matt and everybody at Dimmitt Automotive Group. This is what it's all about with this channel, is sharing what I get to experience, the opportunities with all of you. And I'm all so grateful for all of you, and definitely for Dimmitt Automotive Group. So we're in track mode.
We are ready to go.
We're in track mode, so we're gonna put in drive. Yep. First gear, we're gonna roll out.
She's good. She's good.
Nice and smooth. Wow. Unbelievable feeling. The shifts from the DCT. Wow, just an unreal feel. Get on it a little bit. Oh. I'm telling you, McLaren has done their homework with this car. I love the balance, and I'm not even getting on it much, but it's a great feel over the 570. Gonna get on a little bit here. Holy God. Great brakes, the brake pedal, the popping, the whole sensation. That's what it's all about. Wonderful feedback from those front wheels. I really appreciate it. Oh my God.
Going to experience.
Oh my God. Just everything in this car is just taken to the next level. When you thought with the 570, you're like, oh, this is great. we're doing good. It's been taken to the next level, and I feel like it's just a sharpened tool compared to the 720.
Very much. Very much.
Just a sharpened tool, a track weapon tool.
The volume's turned up on everything, yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Nice and steady through this left-hand bed. She grips wonderful, great feel, great feedback. Oh, the sound. That to me, you know, I'm Italian. I love my Italian brands, but I'm telling you, McLaren, I really feel like that British magic that they bring from the McLaren F1, from the P1, and now they're able to spread it across their lineup to where you don't have to go buy the $1 million car. You can now get in at a different price point and still have all that magic.
Get the sensation.
The sensation, and a great performance.
The steering rack's unbelievable.
Oh my Lord. Those turbos, there's like no lag whatsoever.
Yeah.
No lag. So we're back at Dimmitt Automotive Group. This has been a wonderful ride. I'm so glad to bring it with you. We will be wrapping this one up. So we'll be back in 1 second.
All right, guys, it's been one wonderful day here at Dimmitt Automotive Group. I definitely got to give a huge thank you to William and Matt. What an amazing car. What a special time to be a car enthusiast, to have companies like McLaren producing these not only street legal vehicles that have the utmost performance, but also a car that you could take to the track and be so lethal, making those fast laps each and every time, and then you take it home and you get to park it in your garage. If these are the types of cars you like to see on Rady's Rides, cars like this McLaren 600LT, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, honestly, what are you waiting for? These are the types of cars we're bringing. Variety for everybody, daily uploads, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Thank you for your dedication, your support, and your care. It is amazing being able to share this with all of you, and I love getting all the comments and stories shared back to me, so thank you for that. If you haven't checked out my Instagram, my Facebook, or my Twitter pages, definitely check those out. It's all Rady's Rides original content all the time. Merch. I know a lot of you want to help promote the channel, want to help support the channel. How do you do that? What you do is, above my head is a button. Click that. It'll take you right to Spreadshirt, hats, hoodies, bags, bandanas, the whole 9 yards. I'm so grateful for everything that you guys do for the channel and the way you want to promote it. Speaking of somebody doing the magic, got to give a huge shout out to Lori, working that camera like a champ. She's been lifting weights, she's been taking her protein, she's been learning the ways of a camera specialist, and she's able to bring the awesome angles, also mixed in with some yoga, to get these angles for you guys. So definitely thank you, Lori, for all that you do. I know all the subscribers appreciate it. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.